Hello guys, hope all of you are doing great. This is part 4 of our Learn Google Sheet Functions video series. In this video, we are going to learn how to combine multiple strings into a single string in Google Sheet application. There are different ways of doing the same thing. Say, for example, you can use this AND operator, or you can use this concatenate function, or you can use this join function, or you can use this text join function to combine multiple strings into a single string. In this video, I am going to tell you how to use these different functions to combine strings. And at the end of the video, I'll show you a complete example to make our understanding more concrete. Okay, then let's begin. Say, for example, we are given the first name, the middle name, and the last name of a person. Our task is to combine these three parts of the names into a single name, that is, into a single string. We are going to do this task using these four different approaches. Let's start with this concatenate function. To use let's first see an example like how this concatenate function can be used to combine strings, and then we'll use this concatenate function to combine these three parts of the names of a name into a single name. Okay, so first thing is concatenate is the name of the function, concatenate, and then what we have to do is each part of the string we have to write separated by comma. Say, for example, you have to combine hello, the string hello, with the string world. So how will you write it? You will write concatenate hello and then comma the other part of the string. Say other part is world. And say there is another part, say that is welcome. Suppose you want to combine all these three words or all these three strings into a single string using concatenate. That in that case you have to write this concatenate function in this way. See, this is the first part of the string, comma, the second part of the string, comma, the third part of the string. Okay, and as soon as you press enter, you will see that all these three parts of the strings are combined together into a single string. Now say, for example, you want to put some space. Right now there is no space in between each word, right? Now suppose you want to put some space there, put a space there after each word. How you can do that? Certainly you can give a space explicitly here, and then that will do your job. But another way is that what you can do is you can consider that space itself as a separate string. What I mean is, what you can do is like you can do in this way, like hello, this is the first part of the string, and then the second part of the string is a space. So that way. Okay, see here, hello, this is the first part, then this space is the second part. Both these two parts are separated by this comma. And then you will put a comma, and then we'll write the third string, which is this world. And after that again we want to put a comma, so we'll be writing there another string, that is a space, which is again written separated by a comma here, like this. See here, each part of the string is they are like separated by commas. This comma is the part of the syntax of this concatenate function. You can concatenate or you can combine as many strings as you want. Only thing that you have to remember is that each part of the string you have to write by separating them using this comma. Okay, now as soon as I press enter, what output you will see? You will see hello space world space welcome. Hello space world space welcome, right? Okay, then once we know, now we learned like how to use concatenate function to combine multiple strings into a single string. Now let us use this concatenate function to combine these three names, three parts of the name into a single name. Simple, isn't it? We can use concatenate, and we want to combine the first name, that is the value of this particular cell B19. So I can type there B19 directly, or what I could have done is I could have clicked on this particular cell to get this this name of the cell written here automatically. Any approach I can take. So concatenate the value of the cell B19 with I want a space in between each name, each part of the name. So what I want to do is concatenate the value of the cell B19 with a space like that. With a space like that. And then after that, what we want to put here is we want to put the value of the cell C19. So instead of writing this time, what I'll do is I'll simply click on this particular cell. Automatically the name of the cell will appear here. And after that, once we append, or once we put the value of the cell C19 at the end of the string, what we want to do is the next part of the string we want to be a space. And then the next part of the string we want to be the value of this particular cell D19. And that's all. This is the end of the function. As soon as I press enter, you will see Joseph, John, Thompson. They are all coming together as a single string. Done. Okay, then let's try to do the same thing using this AND operator. But before actually combining these names into a single name using AND operator, first let's see an example how this AND operator works. See, if you want to use AND operator, again, you have to make use of this equal symbol to indicate Google Sheet application that you are actually writing a formula. Now, after writing this formula, first see what this AND operator does. This AND operator combines two strings together. Like it combines the string that you write on the left hand side of the operator with the string that you write on the right hand side of the operator. What I mean is, say for example, you have two strings like hello and world. Hello and world. World. And you want to combine them together. Okay, so in that case what you can do is you can make use of these AND operator in between. That is what you are actually asking Google Sheet application to do, is that combine this first string with this second string. Or what you can think of is like this second string will be appended at the end of the first string. Okay, so ultimately as soon as you press enter, you will see hello world coming together as a single string. Here also, if you want to put a space, that space either you can write here, or what you can do is you can actually explicitly mention that space as a separate string. What I mean is, see, instead of combining this hello and world together immediately, what we can do is first we can combine this hello with a space like this, hello space, and then that thing we want to combine with this world. WORLD. So as soon as I press enter, it will display you hello world. This space we have written here explicitly as a separate string. And then again, suppose you want to put this welcome word at the end. So what we can do and after a space. So then after that, if you want to put a space, then again you will be using this AND symbol. And then you want to append a space there, so I'm writing it in this way. And after that, again, we want to append the word welcome there. Okay, so as soon as I press enter, this will be the output of the function or of the formula. Hello world, welcome. See, hello, concatenate it with a space, then concatenate it with the word world, then concatenate it with the string space, and then concatenate it with the word welcome. As a result, you will see this output. Okay, now most probably you have understood how to use this AND symbol to combine two strings into a single string. Now we can make use of that knowledge to get our task done. And what was our task? Our task was to combine these three parts of the name into a single name. Okay, then let's see how to do that. We want to combine the value of this cell B19. So again, what I can do is I can type B19 here explicitly, or what I can do is I can simply click here. Automatically the name of the cell will be written here. And then the value of that particular cell we want to combine that value of that particular cell B19 with, yeah, we can directly combine it with C19, but before that what we want is we want to put a space there. So that's why we're writing here B19 and space. It means combine the value of the cell B19 with a space, and after that we want to combine or we want to append the value of the cell C19. And after that what we want to do is again we want to combine this string with a space, and then at the end we want to put the value of this cell D19. That's all. Once I press enter, you will see the first namespace, second namespace, and the last name coming, all of them are coming together as a single string. Okay, done. And then now we are ready to move to use this join function. Now what does this join function do? Again, this join function also, as the name itself indicates, it joins multiple parts of strings into a single string. Okay, let's see how to use it. For join function, to use join function, it's a good thing that you first see the syntax of this join function. Okay, for that, as soon as you write there join equal to join and open bracket, this question mark will appear. If you click there, it'll show you the help menu for this join function. If you see the syntax of this join function, what it is saying is that there are like two inputs, two mandatory inputs, this delimiter and value or array1, and after that whatever the inputs you write, those are optional inputs. That is, no, they are not mandatory, but at minimum two inputs are important, or two inputs are always needed to be specified if you want to use this join function, out of which the first input is this delimiter. And what is this delimiter is? The character or string to place between each concatenated value. What does that mean then? See here, for example, you just consider this particular string, value underscore or underscore array1. In this string, see, in between each word there is this underscore character coming, right? So you can consider this underscore character as a delimiter. It means, see, each concatenated value, suppose this is one value, value is one value, or is another value, array1 is another value. All these three values are joined together using this underscore character as a delimiter. If things are not clear, when I'll give you an example, then it will certainly make sense. Okay, but for the time being, I just wanted to show you that, like, what are the inputs this join function needs actually. The first input is this delimiter. That is the character that you want to put after each word or in between each word. That's the first thing. And the second thing is this value or array1. If this word array is making array is creating confusion in your mind, then you can think it of as a range. Okay, range of values. Say for example B19 to D19, something like that. Okay, anyhow, once you see this syntax, now we are ready to use this join function to get our task done. But before that, I'll first show you an example, and then we'll try to combine these three parts of the names into a single name using this join function. Okay, so for join function, as we have seen just now, that the first input is the delimiter. So for the time being, I'm using this white space as a delimiter, and then what we want is, here what you can do is you can specify the elements or the substrings that you want to combine together to get the final string. So for example, here the first part of the string is hello, and then you write here the second part of the string, say world, and then you write there the third part of the string, say welcome. Okay, so these are the three parts of this. These are the three strings that suppose we want to combine together using these white space as a delimiter. Okay, as soon as I press enter, what you see is that, see, hello, this was the first part, then space, this was the delimiter that we used, and then world, then this delimiter is again coming here after this word, and then this welcome. Now see the compactness of this join function. In this join function, this delimiter you have to specify only once. But in case of concatenate function, if you remember, like, see, after every word you had to specify this delimiter explicitly. But in case of join, it is not the case. What you have to do is you have to specify the delimiter at the beginning as the first input to the join function, and after that you just have to write those substrings, like those strings that you want to combine together. Okay, if you see this example, like here what we are doing is we are using this space as a delimiter, and then using that delimiter we want to combine all these three different strings into a single string. It means this delimiter will be used or appended automatically after each word except the last word, certainly. So it will be like hello space world space welcome, and that is what you can see here. Okay, now once we know how to use this join function to combine multiple strings into a single string, now we can combine these three parts of the names into a single name using this join function. How to do that? It's simple again. You can use join and then the delimiter. First input is the delimiter. So again, I'm using this white space as a delimiter. And then what you can do is you can specify, okay, what are the values that you want to combine together. This time, instead of writing the values directly, what we will do is we'll write the name of the cells from where we want to get the values. Say here the first cell is this one, comma, the second cell is this one, comma, the third cell is this one. And that's all. As soon as I press enter, you will see Joseph, John, Thompson. All these three words are coming together with a space in between each word. One more thing I want to tell you here. See, instead of specifying the names of the cells in this way, what you can do is these cells you can specify as a range of cells. It means what? Join, then this delimiter, then the range of the cells are like this, from B19 to D19. It means what we are asking Google Sheet function to do is that you combine the values of the cells from B19 to D19 using this white space as a delimiter. As soon as I press enter, you will see the same output. Another important thing here I want to tell you is about this delimiter. See here, white space is not the only character that you can use as delimiter. In fact, you can use any character here as you want as a delimiter. So for example, instead of writing a white space there, if I write there a forward slash, then what output you can expect? See here, what we are asking Google Sheet function to do is that combine the values of these cells in this range using forward slash as a delimiter. So what it will do is it will first go to B19 cell, which is Joseph, and after that automatically it will append these delimiter. So it will be like Joseph forward slash, and then it will go to the next cell, which is John, and then again the delimiter will be appended automatically. So it will be like Joseph slash John slash, and the last cell is Thompson. So that is the output that you will see. Joseph slash John slash Thompson. As you can see, this delimiter is coming in between each word there, right? Or each part of the strings. So for example, now instead of using a forward slash, I use there a star. So that time, as expected, the output will be Joseph star John star Thompson. And again, not only a single symbol you can use there as a delimiter. If you want, you can use a string also there. That is, you can use multiple characters also as a delimiter. So for example, I want to put a comma and underscore as a delimiter. So what do you think? What will be the output? Yes, that is right. It will be Joseph, comma, underscore, John, comma, underscore, Thompson. Joseph, comma, underscore, John, comma, underscore, Thompson. Now, most probably, people have understood what this delimiter is. Okay, then, now we are ready to move to our last function, that is text join function. Text join function is very much similar to this join function. However, it gives you it gives you some flexibility when the value of a particular cell is empty. What I mean is, say, for the time being, just before actually writing this text join function, you see here, suppose I make this cell empty, that is Joseph, but the middle name is empty, and then this Thompson. As soon as I click outside, you will see that here, specifically the output of this join function, you can see it's coming like Joseph, comma, underscore, and then again, comma, underscore, Thompson. If you think for a moment, you should be able to justify why two comma underscores are coming together here. Why it is so? Because you see, how this join function works, it takes the first part of the string and then automatically the delimiter is appended after the first part. And then it goes to take the second part. Now, in this case, the second part of the string is empty. So here, actually, see, after this first delimiter, there is an empty string there. And after that empty string, automatically, as per the rule, it will automatically append that comma underscore delimiter again there. And after that, it will move to the last cell, and the value will be appended at the end. So as a result, you can see Joseph underscore comma underscore twice, because in between this comma underscore and this comma underscore there is this blank there. Certainly blank means nothing. Okay, so Joseph comma underscore, then nothing, again comma underscore, then Thompson. Now, if the cell is empty, then the output is actually not as expected, right? So what we would rather want is we would want to ignore, we would want Google Sheet to ignore these empty cells. In many situations, maybe it might not be the case in all the situations, but at some time, at some situations, some specific situations, we might want that, okay, if the cell is empty, then do not consider that cell. And that flexibility is actually allowed by this text join function. This join function doesn't give you that flexibility of ignoring or instructing Google Sheet to ignore empty cells. However, this text join function gives you the flexibility or the option to instruct Google Sheet to ignore whenever it sees an empty cell when it joins multiple strings together. Okay, let's now see the syntax of this text join function first. So text join, and as soon as I write this open bracket and then this question mark will appear, I'll click here and this will show you the help menu of text join function. You see the inputs. What are the inputs this text join function is expecting? The first input is delimiter, and delimiter, what is a delimiter? You know by this time, right? It is the string or symbol that you want to put in between each word, right? And then this input is important, like ignore empty. Now what this ignore empty is? It is a boolean input, and if true, empty cells selected in the text arguments won't be included in the result. Now see, the first point here you should note is that this input ignore empty is boolean type input. It means the value for this particular input either you can write as true or false. You cannot write anything else. Okay, either you have to write there true or false. When you write true, it means what? You are instructing Google Sheet application to ignore empty cells, because you see ignore empty equal to true. It means what? Ignore empty equal to true means whenever it is an empty cell, you ignore it. But if we write ignore empty equal to false, it means whenever it is an empty cell, you do not ignore it. It means you consider that empty cell. Okay, having said so, now let's see an example to understand this text join function in more details. Say the first input is that you have to specify in text join function, as we have seen in the syntax, is the delimiter. Say for the time being I write the delimiter as white space, and then I write there, we have to write there what we want to do with the empty cells. Either you can write a true or false. So I'm writing there a true. It means if it is an empty cell, I'm instructing Google Sheet to ignore that empty cell. And then after that, you have to specify the range of cells that you want to combine together. Suppose in this example, we write those words that we want to combine together explicitly. Okay, so we are writing there hello and then space and then world and then space, comma. See here, we do not have to write this delimiter again and again because we already had specified this delimiter at the beginning. Only thing that we have to specify after writing this true is the list of words or list of strings that we want to combine together. So we want to combine, say, 3 words: hello, world, and welcome. These 3 words we want to combine. So in that case, we'll be writing this text join function in this way. Once again, I'm telling you like how it will be interpreted. This first input is this delimiter. That is, this symbol will be placed after each and every word. The second input is ignore empty. And if I write there true, it means Google Sheet application will ignore the empty cells while joining these values. Or if it is if you write these, or if you specify this input as false, then it will not ignore those empty values. And then the rest of the inputs are like those values that you want to combine together. Okay, as soon as I press enter, you can see now the output is hello space world space welcome. The space is the delimiter. Now let me write a different delimiter there. Say for example this forward slash. In that case, the output will be hello forward slash world forward slash welcome. Right. Now what I do is here, instead of writing there a world, what I do is I write there a blank cell, nothing, a blank value. Okay, so in that case, what will be the output? So here it's coming hello space welcome. Here you see, if I write here, if I make this world empty and I specify the delimiter as forward slash, see the difference now. Hello, two slashes are coming, isn't it? Because this middle string was empty. Although it was empty, it will be like, now since it is empty, it will be like hello forward slash empty forward slash welcome. So as a result, two forward slashes are coming together, isn't it? But here it is not happening that way. Here what we're doing is hello forward slash, and then this is an empty cell. As soon as Google Sheet application is seeing an empty value, what it will refer to is, it will refer to this particular input. It will see whether this input is true or false. If you have written here true, it means that you are instructing Google Sheet function to ignore those empty inputs. Right, so as a result, it will not put another forward slash. So simply it will move to the next word and it will proceed accordingly. So as a result, we will not see two forward slashes. Instead of that, we will see only one forward slash. That is only one delimiter in between these two words. Now, instead of writing there a true, suppose we write here a false. In that case, what we are instructing Google Sheet function to do is that even if you see an empty cell, you have to consider that empty cell. We are instructing Google Sheet in that way. So if we make it false, it will now this text join function will behave exactly the same way this join function behaves, right? So as a result, you will get exactly the same output that this join function gives you. It means hello, two forward slashes, and then welcome. I hope you people have understood the difference between this join and text join function. But still, if you have any confusion, then you people can let me know it in the comment section. I'll certainly would like to help you. Now let's move to our main point there. Like say the middle name is still there, John. And now what our task was to combine these three parts of the name into a single name. And how we can do it using text join function. We can write it like this, text join, and then we want to, the first input is the delimiter. Say we want to use any delimiter, as I said, no, you can use as a delimiter. Say I'm using this white space as a delimiter, and then you have to specify what you want to do with the empty cells. I want Google Sheet function to not to consider those empty cells, so I'm writing there ignore empty equal to true. And then the rest, the range of cells that you want to combine together, and this is the range of the cells which I want to combine together into a single string. And that's how you're going to write your text join function. Then as soon as you press enter, you will see Joseph John Thompson. Now say I want to make this output identical with this output. So in that case, what I have to do is I just have to change this delimiter to comma underscore. As soon as I do that, you will see it will be same as the output of join function. Okay, then so these are the four different ways with the help of which you can combine multiple parts or multiple strings into a single string. Now, before proceeding further, I just want to tell you some points about these different approaches. The first point is that, you see, these concatenate function and this AND symbol, they are actually identical. You see here, this AND is the operator and this concatenate is the equivalent function for that particular operator. In Google Sheet application, for different operators, they have some equivalent functions also. What I mean is, say for example, you know what this the plus operator does, right? So if I write somewhere equal 5 plus 6, it means that we want to add these two numbers 5 and 6, isn't it? As soon as I press enter, you'll get an 11 there. Certainly, no strange thing is happening there, isn't it? Now what we can do is, instead of using this plus operator, we can use the equivalent function of this plus operator, and the equivalent function for this plus operator is this add function. So add 5, 6. It will do the same thing. This add function does the same thing that this plus operator does. Okay, so you can say like this add function is the equivalent function of this plus operator. Not only that, see, there are some other operators also. Say, if you remember this greater than symbol, that greater than operator. Okay, say for example, somewhere you have written 67 greater than 89. What does this operator do? This operator actually checks if the value that you have written on the left hand side is greater than the value which you have written on the right hand side of this greater than symbol. Now if it is true, then the result will be true. If it is false, the result will be false. Now 67 greater than 89, that is false. So as soon as I press enter, you will see the result as false. Now the same thing you can write using this equivalent function, and the equivalent function for greater than symbol is greater than gt. Okay, so wherever you are using, or wherever you can use this greater than symbol, there you can use this gt function also. Both of them are equivalent. One is the symbol version, and other one is the function version. Okay, so now greater than, say what I wrote is 67, 87 most probably, and you will get the same answer, 89, whatever. Okay, now the point here is that for this greater than symbol, this is the symbol, or this is the operator, and this particular is the equivalent function for that particular operator. Say another example, let me give you. Say you write somewhere equal to 78 less than 89. Whether it is true or false, you want to evaluate. And if I click outside, since it is true, the output will be true. Now the equivalent function for this less than symbol is, as you can make a guess, at least it is equal to, less than function is less than lt, and then you write the inputs, say 45, 56. Press enter, you'll get it true. So point here is that this particular operator, less than operator, has a equivalent function, and the name of the function is lt. Similarly, this particular symbol, or this particular operator, greater than operator, has an equivalent function, and that equivalent function is gt. Similarly, this particular operator plus has an equivalent function, and that equivalent function is add. And same way, this particular AND operator has an equivalent function, and that function is this concatenate function. So basically, these two are doing the same thing. Wherever you are using this AND operator, you can use this concatenate function also to achieve the same thing. Okay, that was my first point. And the second point is, what is the difference between concatenate and join? Like, which one is better? It depends on the situation. Actually, you see here, at least one thing I can show you, that in concatenate, one problem that I find is that, like, these what do you call this, delimiter. This delimiter you have to write explicitly explicitly after every word. Says for example you want to combine like 10 different strings into a single string. That time you have to write this delimiter 9 times explicitly after each and every part of the string. However, if you see this join function, it is more compact, isn't it? Because you have to write the delimiter only once, and the values that you want to combine, either you can write them explicitly or you can write them as a range. So that way, join function, at least in my point of view, it is more compact than this concatenate function. However, if you want, you can use concatenate. If you want, you can use join. I mean, that is up to you. But at least what I think is, if you are using join, then here you will need less amount of typing than if you are using concatenate function. That is, I guess, the main difference between this join and concatenate. And certainly, if I ask what is the difference between join and text join, and that I already explained you. This text join function gives you one more dimension of control. It means what? Like what you want to do, what you want Google Sheet Google Sheet to do when it encounters empty cells, that you can specify in text join function, but that thing you cannot specify in join function. That is, you cannot specify different action for empty cells in join functions. However, you can specify different actions for empty cells in text join function. So that way, I think text join function is more general than this join function. But again, as I said, no, it depending on the situation, whatever the tool or whatever the function that you want to use, you can use. Only thing is that you should get the output in a proper way. Okay, then having said so, now it is time to do our complete example so that we can check our understanding, and also we can make our understanding more concrete. We'll be doing our example with respect to this particular dataset, and this dataset is actually the cells dataset for which I provided the link in the first video. However, in this video's description also, I will provide the link for this particular Google Sheet. If you want, you can download this Google Sheet from the link given in the description section of this video, and then you can do your practice there. In this dataset, what are the informations that we have is the first name of a person, the last name of a person, the country of a person, and the city of a person, and all these different parts of informations are there at different cells. And what we want to achieve is that we want to combine this information into a single cell. And I have written here actually one format, like one desired output. Like this is how we want our output to be. Say, what we want is we want the first name to come first. Like this is the first name. Then we want to put a space, and then we want to put the last name, and then we want to put a comma and a space. Then the name of the city, this one, and then the name, comma and space, and then the name of the country, this one. This is how we want the output for all these different rows. So that is our task. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to complete our task using all these 4 different ways. That is, first we'll be doing that. We'll be completing the task using AND operator. Then we'll do the same thing using concatenate function. Then using join function. Then at the end we'll be using text join function to do the same thing. Okay, let's try to do it using this AND operator. How we can combine these different different parts there, like the first name, last name, country name, city name together in this format using this AND operator. Okay, let's do it. We'll be writing equal since we're writing a formula, and then what we want is we want first the first name that we want to combine with a space, and then that part we want to combine with the last name. Then that part we want to combine with a comma and a space, and that part again we want to combine with the value of this city cell, this city name, and then that part we want to combine with a comma and a space, and then that part again we have to combine with the name of the country. Done. That's all. As soon as I press enter, you should see your output in this way. It is in the same format that we were asked to do, like the first name space, last name comma space, city name comma space, country name. First name space comma space. First name space, last name comma space, city name comma space is there actually. If I make it larger, you'll be seeing it, space comma space, and then the name of the country. Done. Now what we want to do is we have to now we wrote the formula for the first row, and then we want to apply the same formula for all these different rows. Certainly you can write these formulas explicitly by yourself, or what you can do is you can make use of these autofill option available there in Google Sheet. So to do that, what you have to do is you just have to drag this filled rectangle up to the cell where you want to fill the formula automatically. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm dragging it up to this particular cell. And as soon as I do that, you can see the formula is written, or the formula is applied on all these different rows, and you got the output as expected. Done. Now we will do the same thing using this concatenate function. Okay, we'll be writing concatenate. It's simple. Concatenate, and then what we want the first name, comma, then the first name we want to combine with a space. Then we want to put the last name there. Then again, that thing we want to combine with a comma and space. And again, after that, we want to put a comma as part of the syntax. This comma is as part of the syntax. And after that, what we want to do is we want to put the city name and the country name. So we want to put the city name first, and after the city name, again, we have to write this comma as part of the syntax. And after that, we want to put a comma and space. That is, we want to combine, we want to append that string comma space at the end of our intermediate result. And then after that, at the end, we want to put the name of the country. And since we are writing a formula, we have to close the bracket. We have to press enter to get the output. You see, we are getting the identical output. Okay. And again, using autofill option, I'll apply the same formula for all these different rows. Done. Now the next one is this join function. Now see, here is a point. Here is a thing that you should first observe. What is that point is? See, in concatenate function or in this AND operator when we used, you see here after the first name and the middle name, this first name and this middle name is combined using this space as a delimiter. However, this entire name part and the city name and the country name, they are combined together using a different delimiter, because this comma space is used as a delimiter there, comma space is used as a delimiter there. Clear? Now, if it is not, you can see it here also. See, the first, after the first name, we do not want a comma space. We want only a space. Then we want the last name there, right? But after that, we want the delimiter to change. Now it is not a space only. It is like comma and space, right? Two different delimiters are used. See here, this is the first delimiter. The first delimiter is a space, whereas the second and third delimiter we want to be a comma and space. But in join function, if you remember, you can specify only one delimiter. Say join, suppose I use comma space as a delimiter, and this first name, and then the I can specify that as a range, comma, then at the end we want to put this USA and down. If you press enter, you will see that the output is something like first name comma space, last name comma space, name of the city comma space, name of the country. But this thing is wrong here. Actually, it is not as as it was asked to do, as it was asked in the question. So here we do not want that comma space. We want only the space. Then how to do that? Because in the join function, you are allowed to write only one delimiter. Maybe that delimiter contains multiple characters, but the thing is that only one. No matter what you write here, the same delimiter will appear everywhere, isn't it? So if you write there not a comma, if you write simply there a space, then the entire thing will look something like this, which is also again not right. Or suppose you do not want, you simply write there a comma, and then the entire thing will look something like this, which is again is not right. Not right in the sense that it is not right, according to the question, because in the question we are asked to combine those strings in this format, not in this format, right? So that way it is not right. Then how to achieve that thing then? What you can do is, okay, you can do okay, let me first show you the long way, and then I'll show you the short way. In the long way, what we will do is, first we will combine the first name and the last name, in this way: the first name space last name, and then that intermediate result we will use to get this final answer. What I mean is, say here I'll first insert a column on the right hand side. I want a column on the right hand side. Insert one column, right? Yeah, this one. Now here, first thing is I'll be creating a temporary or intermediate result. And what is that intermediate result? It is like join the first name, first thing is that you have to specify the delimiter there, that is a space, okay, and using the delimiter I want to combine the first name and the I'm lost somewhere here. I'm doing a mistake. Yeah. Join use. Okay, let me write it from the beginning. In this cell, what we want is we have to write this formula. Join, use this space as a delimiter, and then what are the cells that we want to combine together? The first name and the last name. That's all. As soon as I press enter, you can see that these H column, in this H column, this particular cell is having the the name, the complete name, right? The first name space, the last name. Now what we want here, now we'll be using this intermediate result to get our final result. Okay, now in our final result what we want is we want this part, see here, this UY part, to be combined with the city name and the country name using comma space as a delimiter, right? So to get the value of this particular cell, what we can do is we can write there join, and then use comma space as a delimiter, and then what are the cells that we want to combine together? This particular cell with the city name and the country name. Now, as soon as I press enter, you can see that in this column you are getting the result right. First name space, last name, comma, name of the city, comma space, name of the city, comma space, here the space is there actually, comma space, and then the name of the country. That is what we wanted, isn't it? Now you see the formula for this particular cell. What formula we wrote? We wrote like join, and then using this delimiter, combine the values of H2 cell and the values in this range, A2 to B2. Now, with this A2 to B2, there is no problem. But what is this H2 cell is? Like, what is the value of this H2 cell? This H2 cell is actually, again, it is the result of a function. So here, instead of writing H2, what we can do is we can simply copy this function from here. And here, wherever we wrote that H2, we can simply paste it there. Okay? That is, instead of first computing H2 and then using H2 in this join function, directly we can write the function itself here. Okay, here what we're doing is we're using the output of this join function as an input to this outer join function. So these way of writing functions are called as nested functions. That is, you are writing one function inside another function. Or what you can think is that you are actually feeding the output of one function as the input to another function. Okay, and as soon as I click outside, as soon as I press enter, you will see the output as expected, the same output, like the first name space, last name, comma space, city name, comma space, country name. And here now we do not need this intermediate result anymore. Directly done. Now see the formula here. Join using comma space. The first part of the string should be the output of, again, another join function that joins C2 and D2 using space, and that string along with the range of the cell, along with this range of cells, all of them will be combined together using this comma space. Now spend some time here, think for a moment, it should make sense to you. But again, if you find it difficult and you need more explanation and more examples, then you people can let me know it in the comment section. Certainly, I would like to help you. Okay, then now what we want is, since we wrote the formula for this particular row and we want to apply the same formula for all these different rows, again, I'll be using the this autofill option there, and I'll drag my formula or drag that rectangle or that square, filled square, up to this particular cell, and done. Now we are almost done, so the only one function is left. Using text join, now we'll do the same thing. Now here also again we have to apply the same trick, because here also the same thing. I mean, in text join also, see, if I write the text, sorry, what happened? If I type there text join, and then what is the first input is delimiter. So I can write only one delimiter. I can specify only one delimiter, and then the next input is either true or false. I want Google Sheet to ignore if there is any empty cell there. I want the Google Sheet function to ignore those empty cells. and then the range of the cells. What range of the cells? Okay, now if I now, okay, what we want is we want to combine first these first name and the last name together. So this is what is our temporary result. Like this is our intermediate result, right? The name part here. Now this name part, again we want to combine it with the city and the country name using comma space as a delimiter. So again we'll be making use of this text join function. See, sometimes I'm writing them in lowercase, sometimes in uppercase, because these function names are not case sensitive. It means you can write in uppercase, you can write in lowercase, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, but anyhow, what we want to do is that we want to make use of this text join function once again. So again, for that reason, we have to specify the delimiter, which is now comma and space, and then we have to write here a true or false. I'm writing here true because if there is any empty cells there, if there are any empty cells there, then I want Google Sheet to ignore those cells while executing this text join function. And after that, this is the first part of the string. And what are the other parts of the string that I want to combine? The other parts are the city name and the country name. And close it, press enter, you'll get your answer. Now, the same answer that we got using this join method or this concatenate method or this AND operator or AND symbol. Okay, done. Once it is done, then I want to apply the same formula for all these different rows using this autofill option. So what I'll do is I'll drag this filled square up to this particular cell to apply the formula for all these different rows. Done. So here all these different methods, all these different approaches or all these different functions gave you the same answer. Okay guys, then that much only in this video. If you have any confusion or any doubt, you people can let me know it in the comment section. I'll try to explain or I'll try to clear your doubts. I'll see you guys with some new content in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.